Hey y'all, so here's part 6. So Dr. Newman asked my mom, how did you know that you couldn't have the baby? She said, I didn't. Jesus told me. He said, well, here I am, the chief surgeon in the hospital. I didn't even know you couldn't have the baby, nor did any other doctor. In any test we took, it showed no indication that you couldn't have a baby. He said, you serve a Jesus like that? Her and my dad said yes. And then he said, you see my hair? I come in with jet black hair and I touch you, an electric shock go through my body and my hair turns white, completely white. He said, you see your insides when I opened you up? Your insides was just like, you know how you leave butter out all night and then you get up the next morning and it's just like that mushy, just mush. He said all of my mom's insides was just like mush, like butter you leave out all night. He said he touched her and an electric shock went through his body and all of her insides went right back to normal as though nothing even happened. He said what he was going to do was just put everything back in as good as he knew how. But then when that electric shock happened, everything came back to normal. He just put it back like nothing ever happened and sewed her up. And then he said, what synagogue do y'all go to? She said, we don't go to a synagogue, we go to a church. And he said, well, what church is this? How can I get to know this Jesus that y'all talk about, that to tell you stuff before it happened, tell you things before it even happened? How do I get to serve this Jesus? How do I know who this Jesus is? And that's when her and my dad led him to the Lord. So years later, my mom had a friend that was a nurse who worked at the same hospital. So she went back telling my mom's testimony to her nurse friends, and they was like, nah, that ain't true. You know, this story is fake. Then an elderly lady came and interrupted their conversation and was like, no, it's true. It is absolutely true because I was in the operating room. And she said, as a matter of fact, Dr. Newman, he tried to dye his hair and can't even dye it back. She said, till this day, Dr. Newman still has a head full of all white hair.